Hello everyone, this is Mighty Scon here with another episode of Feed the Beast Revelation. And we are on episode 22. And with that comes some updates. And as you can see, I've been filling out ME interfaces and made some patterns and stuff like that. And so I'm trying to get this all situated to where I can have multiple patterns and multiple ways to automate some things. And I've also been working on some enchanting, and I've gotten several of them for my chest, and some ones like Feather Falling 4 for my boots. And I am running low on liquid, so I'm having to run the mob farm out there to get some more liquid. I need to find a way to actually go through and convert the experience that I get from the orbs. So I have several orbs into essence, so I'll have to figure that out. But I'm sure there's a way to get more of this without having to constantly run that farm up there. Today's episode will be on Astral Sorcery. So we're finally getting into Astral Sorcery, and it is a very fun mod to play with because it gives us some neat abilities in the form of just powering us up and kind of like a neat leveling system. And the goal will be to work towards attunement. So I would love to get attunement going in this episode. I'm not sure if it's possible. It will take many, many nights and many real life hours to get to that point. Waiting for night to come and then do crafting at nighttime, because this mod revolves around the stars at night. And there's a lot of discovery, and there's a lot of building and stuff. So we'll see how far we get in this episode, but it may be 2 episodes. But the goal is to get to attunement. And when I say attunement, I mean the personal attunement where I actually can have a permanent buff on me as a person. And I like this because there are several different buffs you can use in fighting mobs. And it almost becomes to the point where this plus some of the high-end gear that you can put on your character, you almost become invincible. And so we'll see how that goes. And I definitely want to get to attunement, and that is the goal. So the first thing we would need to do is gather Constellation Papers and go to the shrines. And the shrines, as I've roamed across the world looking for things, I've come across many shrines. I think I spawned near one. And I also I found a big one, which is over here in the Extreme Hills biome. And there are actually several big ones that I've seen in my just exploring. But most of the time you find them in Extreme Hills. And the big ones are important. There's one right there. Because they are key to progressing from the early game on. And so what we need to do is we need to gather up some resources and then go to one of these big shrines, which I'm not sure which one's the closest. I'm thinking the one north is closer to where I am at. And what I tend to do is I will go and find these smaller ones, and I will mine them up completely because they have the different types of marble blocks that you're going to need. So I guess the first thing we're going to do is get the Constellation Papers, which I actually already have. So you get your Astral Tome book out, which you get when you start the game, or you can actually make it just in a Luminous crafting table. So that is a requirement, but this is not hard to get either. So you can use an Aquamarine and then a parchment and a book, but you do start the game with one. And if you look at it, there's this, you start off something like this. We have Discovery, and you can zoom in. And this book, if you ever get lost and have to figure out like what to do, this book's pretty good about explaining what the next steps are. And what I typically do is use it for a reference now, since I've gone through this mod before. But it does go through and tell you like the progression. So you never get to the point where you actually don't know what to do, because you can always consult this book. And you start off, I think, right here with Ancient Shrines, and then you go to the Constellation Papers. And the next thing we have to do is go to a Resonating Wand. So we're going to build the Resonating Wand today. I'm going to have to go to one of these shrines to do it. And if you actually read about it, it tells you the recipe. It tells you actually need to go to, or what it does. And you have to actually go to one of these shrines and actually build it there. So some supplies. Marble and Aquamarine and a pearl. So let's go grab that stuff. We also will need a crafting table. So let's get a crafting. What's going on here? Crafting table. Yeah, I should have a bunch of those. And we're going to need our marble, which it's probably on the wall. Let's grab all these actually. Just grab all these. And a stack of those. So we get our marble. You can use marble from, I think it's chisel, which is in the ground, or you can go mine up those. You can go up, mine those shrines up that you find. Either one. But I will show you a trick. Is you can get your chisel from the chisel mod, which is why I went over that last episode. And you can actually put your marble in there. You can craft any of the marble you need for Astral Sorcery. So all the different kinds of marble, the bricks, the pillars, the engraved, ruined, chiseled. So all of this is from Astral Sorcery, and then the ones above it are from Chisel. So the bottom row. And I think we're just going to need just 2, I think. So I'll just put it in there, get 2, and now I have to go to one of those shrines and make my wand. And then also may be able to get the Luminous crafting table done, which I believe also requires, there's a little light right here. It tells you it needs light shining at it when crafting. So we'll need to get some more stuff. So let's grab another crafting table and some sooty marble, which all that is just coal and marble around it. So let's get all these materials. We have the marble. Let's grab another crafting table. So you want to go to this place and you want to actually get. Can we use this marble? Yeah, we can. So we can use regular raw marble. And then another one of these. And so that should be the thing we need to get to the next stage. So if you are close to one of these, if you built your if you built your base near one of the biomes that spawn the big temples, which is like Extreme Hills, I think is the one, and then there's other ones. I found one over here in this water area, or plains, I guess. And if you did that, then you can go back and forth easily. Me, since I'm pretty far away, I will have to do all this in one trip. Oh, that was weird. My door didn't render in. So it's getting dark, I think, isn't it? No, it's actually daytime. Okay, so it's getting dark though. That's all right. We'll handle it. So I'm going to fly over there with my angel ring. And so another thing about the book is if you shift click on it, you actually can store your Constellation Papers in there. And you're going to find the Constellation Papers in these shrines, in the chests, or even the smaller ones too. And with that, you will get these new constellations discovered. So there's 5 of them that you can discover in the beginning. So once you find all 5 of these, then you are on your way. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come in here and place down our table. And we're going to craft. So I'm going to take a guess and think it's this recipe. Yeah, there we go. See how it's shining light from this crystal onto this? Well, I just canceled out of it. I don't know if this works with the Tinker's one. And while it's still shining, we can actually make our Luminous crafting table. So marble crafting soot marble. And marble, I think we can use non Astral Sorcery marble. Let's find out. Yep, we can. There we go. We have our first two things. And on the bottom left, you'll see it says you learned exploration. So this gets us to the next phase, which is this. And with it, we start from here. So we're going to need to get some or here. Anyone where there's like light beams shining out of it is ones you start at. If things are shining into it, like this one, then you have to like progress to that place. And so what we have is rock crystals, and we have the next step, which is, let's get back out of this, light well. So this does require Luminous crafting table and starlight. And so we can make our item, but we also need a rock crystal to progress. So the rock crystals can be found by holding a resonating wand. And you see that white, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a white shining light here. It's like particles that come from the ground. That indicates where rock crystals are. So this is why you need this wand, because you will need to find these rock crystals, and there's quite a few over here. And then you have to dig down all the way to bedrock pretty much to find it. So I'm going to dig down until I find it, and then I will come back. Okay, I have dug down and I actually found it. It's at Y level 5, I think. And this just looks like this block right here. And then you can mine it up. And I have I got 5 of them. So I do have luck 3 on my pickaxe, so I think that does affect the drop rate of the rock crystals. And so we have our rock crystal, and I'm going to have to go back out and grab some more, but for now I think I am okay with that. And we have our Aquamarine. We can actually make all of these things. And if you want to read through and find out, other information about these things, I do recommend just looking through the book. You can make some tools if you want. And you can also make a grindstone. This is for things that allow you to work with crystal growth, but essentially I just go directly to the attunement section, and so I typically just go with Lightwell and then onto the crafting altar. And I may need a spectral relay as well. So other stuff like this is additional stuff. I typically just go on the quickest path to attunement. And that's pretty much as far as I progressed in this mod. I haven't been any further than that yet. So I'm going to go home and I will work on the next step. Okay, I am back, and I'm back at my base. And there's another benefit to having the mega torch is that I can actually work on at nighttime without getting interrupted by mobs. So I'm up on top of this mountain, and it's almost daytime, but I think I have enough energy or starlight to do this. So I need to make 3 ruined and 2 chiseled. So let's get out our chisel. And here's the downside to this mod is that you have to do everything at night. So if you run out of time, you have to wait till night comes around again. Chiseled. Let's see if we got enough energy. It doesn't take much energy for this to actually work. Oops, I did the wrong one. Which is a fortunate part for us. And then we need one of these things in there. Let's get the low. Let's get. Oh, yeah, this one's fine. Oh no, I just have a little bit of energy. Okay, so I have to wait till tomorrow to do this, and so when it actually becomes nighttime, there may be a place that I can go to actually complete this. Okay, I'll just do this. I'll just go and try to find a good spot for this that has enough light. It's kind of trial or error. Actually, I might be able to go high enough too. Let's try it up here. There are places in the world that will let you, yeah, it's not going to work. There are places in the world that will let you craft during the daytime. They have a lot of starlight gathered around the ground. But in order to find those places, you will need to build the Faucet Resonator. So you need to build this device, and it pretty much lets you see with your eyes what areas have starlight. And so I will build this, but it requires the liquid starlight bucket, which comes from the light well. So what I might do, I might just go and look for some more Aquamarine, because you will need a decent amount. 21's more than enough to get us to the place we're going to be at. But I might just go look for some more while I'm waiting for the night to come. And a quick note is the Aquamarine is found in water. So you can, like this right here, this Aquamarine right here. And you take a shovel to it and you get more. So I've gotten more. Okay, I'm back and it is sunset, and I wanted to tell you about the next step, which is the Starlight Crafting Altar. It does give you, we'll get you to the next phase of the book, and you can also make these things off, while you're waiting for the next night cycle. So I will do that. I'll make this, and I'll also craft the other things I need, like the Luminous, or the light well. You definitely need the light well for a lot of things. I definitely will get that crafted first. There we go. We have everything we need. And we just get our wand. You just right click on it. There we go. We have our light well. So you immediately want to put that down and start throwing some stuff in there, because you will need a bucket. That's pretty much it. This thing will break. It sounds like glass breaking, so it's pretty easy to hear. So you can actually just not monitor it directly, but just listen for the sound. Okay, so I'm going to actually get I need a bucket and 2 chiseled marble and 4 pillars. Okay, so that one broke. I try to do all this in one night. So 2 chiseled. 2 chiseled marble and 4 pillars. There we go. And then of course you can just drop everything in here as you get it, and wait for the you can wait for the bucket. I'll need a bucket too, so let's see, can I see how much is in there? Yeah, 340, okay. Got a little ways to go. Hopefully I can get it done tonight. If not, oh well, I'll wait till tomorrow. But I will get everything made, just in case I'm done. And let's get a bucket. I have to go down for a bucket. I do put a chest up here near this place because there's a lot of stuff you need to store. So I just typically store everything up here. As soon as this breaks, I will go get my bucket. And it's kind of random when they break. You can't really predict amount of time it takes to break these. I'll just get my bucket now, and I'll come back and finish this off. Okay, we're about almost to a bucket now. So there we go. Let's grab some liquid and start crafting. And you get your wand out, and you just tap on it, right click, and it upgrades. So I probably won't be able to make the next tier because it does require all these other components. This whole multi-block structure, I probably won't be able to make that in one night. So what I'm going to do is work on this, which I think I can make now. I need some gold, and I need some more of this liquid, which may or may not happen. Okay, so I need to, I'll have to upgrade it no matter what. So I'll work on upgrading the, building the structure. And if you do mouse over this right here, this little star, it tells you exactly what you need. So I'm going to build all this, and then when I'm done, it'll be daytime, and I'll just show it to you. So I will be back. I have all the blocks made now, and for this altar. And what I'm going to do now is just build this so that tomorrow, or actually tonight, I will be able to actually make the patterns I need to make. So you can rotate this any direction. I typically start with the middle and work my way out to the edges. For me, it just seems a little easier that way. So I see I have a 3x3 block, and I think this says 9. So we can get out our tape measure, and it says 9x4x9. So it's starting like right about here. Let's look at how far 9 is. 9 by 9. Right there. Okay. So I need to extend it out to about there. And the middle is here, I think. Yep, that's the middle. Okay. So I'll start here and work my way out to the edges. And I have my building 1 with me, so I can help me build this thing. And then we have our kind of like 2x2 starting from this corner, like that, like that. And then that. Oops. Okay, and let's just get rid of this. It's kind of distracting. And then we have our, let's see, it's like bricks. It doesn't tell you exactly, but it looks like the bricks. But it tells you in this section, so you can kind of guesstimate based on what it tells you here, like what these blocks are. So let me get at the bricks. And is it? Yeah, so it's there. And then let's get it this way. Okay, I think this edges right here, these corners aren't connected. Yeah, and if you look at our book here, you can flip it over and you can see, yeah, it's different. It's the, I wonder what those are. Well, it's kind of like chiseled. So let's put chiseled there. boilers go here, I think. And on the edges, we have, yeah, we have these. So the arches. There we go. There we go. We're out of blocks, which is good. Good to see that. And this goes right in the middle. So this is the structure. This is the structure, and we've built it, I believe, to, yeah. So if this was not built correctly, this bar would be red, and it's actually white. So it's gray, but it will be white tonight. So now we can finish up with the recipes, which I will get the recipe in there. And get some time left. This doesn't work as well in daytime, obviously, but it still collects some. And it's very slow. So I'll just leave it in there for now, and then we can work on getting the Faucet Resonator. So it's just two marble, looks like a regular marble from Astral Sorcery, a gold and an Aquamarine. Two, one, one. We'll need to convert this over to regular marble. Then we put our starlight bucket, and there we go. So I'll have to wait for, can I craft it now? Oh, I can. There we go. And now what we can do is we can actually go around holding this, and we'll see this cloud. It's kind of like a dark cloud. The only thing is, it only happens at night. I don't think you can see it during the daytime. And it may not be up there, but I will check the higher up. The higher up you are, the better the starlight is at night. But I may have to just run around, and you can't be flying. So this is the thing with this thing, is you can't fly around and see things. You have to actually walk on the ground in order to see it. But it has to be at nighttime, so we won't be able to see it during the day. So I'll have to come back at night. Okay, I'm back, and I'm making some of these glasses. I don't have enough to make all of them, so I'll make this one now. And we actually want to start with, so I will go find some star concentrated areas, just so you'll see what that looks like. Then we'll come back and we'll actually start working on looking at the constellations. So I don't see anything around here. I'm hoping I find some this high up, because that'd be very nice to find it this high up. Yeah, I don't see anything around here. So let's go down to the lower levels and see if we can find any down here. There's some right there. There, you can see this blue cloud right here. So some pretty close to the base, which is nice. So this is a good place to build your altar up there. You build it right here, and you get a lot more starlight, just in general. So I'll just mark this area for now with the piece of wood, and now we know we can build right there, and we will be we'll have more access to the starlight. I will just spend the time tonight actually looking for one that's this high up, I don't know if they do spawn this high up, but it would be nice to find one up here. They aren't as common as you would think. Okay, I'm back and actually found one. It's not too far away. It is right here, and I'm right there. So just across the waterway. Let me mark this one. Kill this guy. I wanted to get my, maybe build another mega torch for this side too. But so this is right in the middle, and it's high up, so I would have this would be very nice. Yeah, it's right there. Okay, I am back, and I just wanted to mention that it's definitely worth making the Faucet Resonator before you make anything else. You can make this with the first crafting altar, and so you definitely want to make this and then find a good spot. I mean, it's not hard to move this at this stage. Later on, though, it does become pretty hard to move this stuff as you build this thing out. It gets bigger and bigger the higher you upgrade. So I did want to show that there's a block missing right here, and if we look at it, it's red. So just an indicator that this is not a complete structure is by seeing this red bar. But if we actually put the block back, you will see that the bar is blue. And as you can see, we have a pretty good amount of starlight, even though it's still daytime. And I did make my mega torch, so this area would be safe at night. And I do want to bookmark this, so I know exactly where to go. Just call this altar. And now we can start crafting some stuff that we weren't able to craft. So I want to make the looking glass, and we might actually have enough starlight to do that. Not quite, but close. And we're also going to make the telescope in the end, which requires a plank and 2 gold and then some more sticks. So I'll get that started. So let's build this, and then we can build the next step, which is a telescope. So I got everything on me. And look at the starlight, it's just going higher and higher. I do get to this point though. It should get to that point. I mean, we're pretty far up. We're at level 121. And it's not even dark yet, so we're doing pretty good. I definitely want to make this tonight. Let's go get some more stuff. Okay, I can make that now. Alright. So this can be just plop down anywhere. Just put it right here if you wanted to. And then I'll get to that in a second. Let's make this recipe here. Which is going to be some sticks and wood. 2 of those, and then let's do this one here. And let's see. So we're going to need to do transmutation to get the star metal ingots. Attunement. There we go. So I haven't done this in a little while. Yeah, we still need the star metal ingots. So we actually need to get to. Okay, yeah, this is the structure that we need to build, and it's a 19 by 19. So it's gonna be a big structure. It doesn't need the same starlight stuff that this thing does. So we'll find a spot over there maybe to build it. So while the moon is out, let's get started on some of these discoveries. Okay, we are back, and I wanted to show you how this minigame system works and how you can discover stars using the telescope. And so you go to constellations, and you kind of have to just guess kind of which one is the star you're looking at. So, I mean, you can kind of see different patterns and just kind of make a guess. So I see 3. This may be Amara, so let's try that one. I think it comes down here. And does it do this, maybe? And this? Yeah, there we go. So that's our Mara. And of course you can flip through the pages and you can find other stars as they come in view in the night sky. And if you see a blank page like this, that means that you need to discover that constellation by looking at the constellation paper. So here we have another one, and it's all up in this corner here. So looks kind of like an arrow. So let's try the arrow one. I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. So we got Visio. So we have that one, and we now have Decidia, and that is it. So those are the ones we have now. And this changes, the night sky changes, so you will be able to find different patterns throughout the night sky. So depending on what day and how the moon phase is, you'll be able to see the different types of constellations. And that's pretty much how you discover new constellations. And you now can see the effects of those constellations. So if we look at Amara, we can see that when it's the brightest, and we can also see what it does. So it's defense based, and it's a repulsion force pushing away from the light of this constellation, much like a shield or protective barrier. So it kind of gives you the, it says it's defensive. Visio, it's travel, so I'm guessing like helps you travel further. And that was the crystal breaking. And Decidia, this one is offensive, so it says offensive. And this is the one we're taking, is Decidia, to boost up our damage. I realized that I'm not going to be able to get everything in one episode. This is a very big mod, and it takes a lot of time to go through and get all the constellations. So we got as far as getting the discoveries, which are required. You have to discover the constellations in order to proceed to get attunement for them. So the next step in the next episode we will do is we will get the star metal that we need and then finish building the attunement altar. And I will show you how all that works and probably how to boost up your starlight even more. And so we'll tackle that in the next episode. So for now, I thank you for watching. I appreciate that, and I hope you learned something. Bye.